Good morning, welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. Yep, we're still having power issues here, and so I was having issues with the internet also. So we had to cut that live short, and we are now doing a video. Anyway, we're asking in the brief live that I managed this morning, is it necessary for Celtic to have revenge this weekend against the Sevco? Callum McGregor says it is. Arnie Engels says most definitely. But the captain of Celtic, who has just won the league again and has also been nominated for Scottish Football Player of the Year. Should Callum McGregor be should be Scottish Football Player of the Year? When you look at the goals that he's scored from midfield, I mean, Dyson Maida's more than likely going to end up winning it. But I think that the fact that Callum, and this is why other professionals would have voted for Callum McGregor, due to the fact that there's during times, and players from other teams will know how hard Callum has to work, especially when he's getting man-marked in games. Callum McGregor over the season has been man-marked quite a few times through games from other teams and other managers trying to make sure that they stop Celtic playing. They know that if you stop Callum McGregor doing his thing, it pretty much can stop Celtic. There's a few teams have had some success with it over the season, but there's quite a few that haven't. So tell me in the comment section, do you think that Callum McGregor would be a worthy Player of the Year? Interesting, Player of the Year from Callum McGregor. After the thumping of Dundee United last weekend with 4 matches to go, next up is the Sevconians Rangers. Chris Boyd has had a little bit of a meltdown, but he did congratulate Celtic and then said that Rangers are that far behind that we can't catch Celtic anytime soon. He's finally admitting that Celtic are way ahead of the Rangers. Barry Ferguson's side won a 3-2 game at Celtic Park in the last derby. Callum McGregor sees an opportunity to reverse that. It's a perfect game for us after winning the league. We've actually got 4 really good games for us to go, plus the cup final, said Callum McGregor. So we keep it focused, we keep it motivated. We want to arrive at the cup final in the best possible way so we can enjoy being champions. But obviously, we know what's riding in the game as well this weekend. It's the bragging rights going into the end of the season. Celtic will not want them to go into the end of the season thinking that it is the gap is closer than what they think. They will think if they've beat us 3 times a season, it's everyone else that they need to worry about. The Rangers manager has said that no one fears them. Celtic definitely need to go into this weekend knowing that we are champions and basically let our little neighbours know. Yes, the new club in Scotland, we need to let them know that the big boys are in town and this is how you are as champions. McGregor says there's no doubt he wants to set the record straight at Ibrox. I think we've got a point to prove, especially when you lose a derby game. It hurts. And everything that goes with it, and all sort of the media stuff around it, he said. We want to try and answer that as quickly as we can. Obviously, Sunday gives us a chance to do that. Hopefully, we can go and set the record straight from our point of view. When you lose a game like that, you don't just lose at home. It's happened too many times, and then you feel it. You feel the gravity of the situation, Callum said. But you want to put it right as quickly as you can. And we have done that. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll get a good week's training in, and the intention is to go and win the game. We have had a lot of success at Ibrox over the years, and I think that this will be one game that the team will be right up for. And if they turn up and they play their A game, it should make for a good game. They will be singing and boasting about the fact that they got to the later stages of a European competition once again, but that doesn't win you anything, does it? You don't get any prizes for not winning. Celtic have won a double so far. We do go into the Scottish Cup final in great vein of form, and Brendan Rodgers has set some nice little achievement awards to the players to try and achieve. Yes, he's trying to get them motivated in these last 4 games. The players will understand that we need to go and win the game. Harsh reality, says Chris Boyd. And Chris Sutton says, you know, that the consistency that Brendan Rodgers has had and that he seems to find in his team. Chris Sutton said, and so did Chris Boyd, Said it's unmatched in Scotland. He then went on to say, from our point of view, being across the city, we're not going to be able to overtake them anytime soon. The harsh reality is we are falling further behind Celtic. When you look back a few years ago in terms of trophy count, everybody, it was virtually impossible to think at my time at the football club that Celtic would go, yes, the meltdown. Celtic were going to get anywhere near it. People say since Rangers went down the league, Celtic have actually won more trophies since Rangers come back to the top flight, which is true. We won more trebles. Rangers fans come up and said, you should have won trebles when we were not here. We've actually won more trebles since the new Rangers came into the league. He went on to say that's a sobering thought. He says that's the assessment of the present. Sutton was right. When the pair clashed last year, and Brendan Rodgers' side won the trophy, they had 55 trophies, allegedly. Celtic now have 54 more than Rangers, because they've only won the one. Anyway, Celtic go on to meet Aberdeen in the cup final in a couple of weeks, but this weekend it is all about the grudge match. Tell me in the comments, do you think that it is a grudge match this weekend, and do Celtic have a point to prove that this is our city and we are Scottish football champions and that we are the most successful club in Scotland? And it's a fact. It is a fact. I just think that it's going to be an interesting game, and it's going to be more interesting to see how many of their fans turn up, to be honest. I think it's going to be even... Did they turn up in numbers, knowing that we are champions? It'll be interesting. Or do they just go, I'm not going to watch that? Even if they win, it's a dead rubber game. And over the years, they've been excited because they've won dead rubber games. They've won a dead rubber game this season already. But I think that Celtic have a lot of players that are looking to make sure that, one, they're at the club next season. And first of all, they're all playing for their positions in the final. They're all playing for their positions in the final. Brendan Rodgers will know that no one, and he will have told the players, like, you might think that you're comfortable at the moment, but no one's guaranteed to get a starting berth. No one's guaranteed. I could make a lot of changes between now and the final, and it'll be interesting to see what changes he makes for this game. Or does he go into this game the same way that he went into the game up at Dundee United? Does he go in with the strongest team possible? Obviously not including Jota, which is a big disappointment. So that says to me that he will have to change it. Brendan Rodgers will have to put Daizen Maeda back out onto the wing because we don't have Jota, and it means Adam Idah starting the game. Johnny Kenny will be on the bench. Will Johnny Kenny get any game time this weekend? I hope he does, and it'll be absolutely fantastic for the lad, for him to score at Ibrox. Will he get his first start? Will Brendan Rodgers change it up a bit, knowing the fact that people know how Adam Idah play? Will he change it up and give Johnny Kenny the starting berth at Ibrox? You never know. Brendan Rodgers may just have a trick or two up his sleeve going into the game this weekend. Brendan Rodgers will want to make sure that we win it. I want to win it. Can't let them win the last one of the season, because then they'll be like, look, we've won 3. Who cares? We might have won the 3 trophies by then. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day. As long as the power is okay for tonight and the internet connection and stuff has all sorted itself out. It seems to be a bit of an issue this morning. There will be a live at 8 PM Celtic part time tonight, where we could start getting a little bit more excited about the fact that it's hun slaying time this weekend again. On that note, have an absolutely fantastic day, Celtic fans. You, especially you right there. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. Have a fantastic day wherever you are, all around the world.